So there was a crossroads where we were both invited to an Illuminati thing.
Have you ever spent time in jail?
30 times.
You were married once.
Never. I've always lived with several women. Like, I'm known for
Several?
that. What do you expect? The guy married a whore. Like, what?
Oh, Lord.
Like, but this lady is trying to embarrass me in front of a largely homosexual fan base. The Chris Tucker that we got now is Epstein Island Chris Tucker, not Smokey.
Damn! Welcome back, hip-hop fans. You're watching Flow Fusion, the #1 channel for all things hip-hop culture. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. And if you're a loyal fan, you already know what to do. Smash that like button and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think of Katt Williams and his interview on Club Shay. Now, for those of you who don't know, Club Shay is a weekly podcast where Shannon Sharpe, the 3-time Super Bowl champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer, sits down with some of the most influential and successful people in sports, entertainment, and beyond. He talks to them about their achievements, their challenges, and everything in between. You can find the podcast on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and other platforms. It's a great show, and I highly recommend you check it out. But today, we're going to focus on one of the most epic episodes of Club Shay ever, the one where Shannon Sharpe interviewed Katt Williams. This interview was so long, it was almost 3 hours. And it was so raw, it was uncut. Katt Williams did not hold back anything. He spoke his mind on everything, from his childhood, to his relationships, to his career, to his opinions on other comedians. He was funny, he was honest, he was outrageous, he was unpredictable, he was Katt Williams. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Here are some of the most noteworthy moments from Katt Williams' interview on Club Shay. You may think you know Katt Williams' story, but trust me, you don't. Katt Williams revealed some shocking and surprising facts about his early life with Shannon Sharpe that will blow your mind. At the young age of 13, Katt Williams shared that he was homeless after he packed his bags and told his mom he was moving out. He says he felt confident to take that move because of his faith in Jesus. So with $2,500, he saved from cutting grass and shoveling snow in Ohio. He hitchhiked from a truck stop, and with the advice of the truckers, he decided Miami was the best place for him to go. He also talked about the struggles that came with leaving home at such a young age. I bet you didn't know that at one point Katt Williams tried to go to the Marines, but they wouldn't take him because he was too young. So he took a job selling stuff door to door. You may be asking yourself, why would a young Katt Williams move out of his parents' house? Well, he said it was because his mother and father were not supportive of his ambitions to perform in front of a crowd. He also told Sharpe about his religious upbringing and his tumultuous and violent relationship with his father. At least we think that's why he moved out. It was not exactly clear, because when Shannon tried to clarify, Katt Williams made the most unhinged topic switches. To say that he was 100 years old and could run fast, and then somehow, this was a segue for Shannon to bring up Subway.
I'm saying I'm almost 100 years old right now, but if we go outside right now, I can run a 4.340 if I'm
there's
short.
Jimmy John's across the street. We can order a sub.
But
you've been on the submarine. That what you sub?
So
if you are confused, don't worry. So are we, and be prepared to stay confused as this interview continues to twist and turn down Katt's memory lane. While we are on the topic of his personal life, Shannon also asked Katt whether or not he has ever been married. If you were not aware, Katt Williams has 7 children. However, they are all adopted. Katt answers by telling Shannon that he has never been married. He shared his thoughts on relationships and how he's learned to prioritize his own happiness over societal expectations. He is not against being married, but he has already filled the role of a wife because he has taken care of his adopted children on his own, fulfilling the role of mother and father.
I'm not against it. Like, most people that are not married is because they're afraid of commitment. It's not that like that for me. All of the kids I'm raising at this point, they have fathers, they have a mother. I'm a different person. I'm raising you. I never had a problem getting married.
Shannon was still doubtful.
You were married once.
Never.
which Katt Williams picked up on, causing him to reiterate that he has never been married, and anyone saying they were married to him are telling lies. Contrary to what you may assume, however, he doesn't have an aversion to bringing women around his kids and states he has always lived with several women. You heard that right several times.
I've always lived with several women. Like, I'm known for
Several?
that. I've already told you that I prefer the company of women to
Yeah.
the company of men.
Katt Williams is quite the ladies' man, it seems. And if you were wondering about criminal history, Sharp was sure to ask about the 30 times he was arrested.
Have you ever spent time in jail?
30 times.
Williams clarified that he was arrested for doing things that were fundamentally a part of who he was. He was arrested for possession of weed, which is now legal, and guns, which he carried for protection. There is no doubt that Williams will more than likely go down in history as one of our favorite comedians. When Katt Williams was asked if he was the greatest, he answered that he started thinking that 10 years ago, and according to him, we can credit Comic View, an American stand-up comedy show that aired on BET from September 1992 to December 2008, with being his real big break. Katt Williams financed his first stand-up special for $22,000 with only $25,000 to his name. He believed he had to take the chance on himself to show people what he was capable of and to make that clear. He also financed another 12 specials after that. Katt also believed it was important that he finance his own career because his goal was to make it big in Hollywood and, in his words, still have a virgin asshole and never had sucked a penis. He continues saying he also wouldn't get with a white woman because he was fearful she would have him running for his life, just like the well-known actor we recently have seen making headlines, Jonathan Majors. Truthfully, he thinks the world has been played because Jonathan Majors was an industry plant, and once they were done with Jonathan, or as soon as he tried to take back his control, they took everything they gave him away. He claims because he funded himself and wouldn't date white women or do the drugs, they would never fully accept him. We can only speculate who they are. Money Mike. Although Katt Williams credits Comic View, a lot of us probably first knew him from his first major movie performance as Money Mike in the movie Friday After Next. He says he was able to play the role so well because he pulled experiences from his real life, growing up around prostitutes and pimps and working really blue-collar jobs. He contradicts himself, saying he removes himself from the role, but he pulls from things he experiences in life. Confused face. But we won't hold it against him. It's this comedic storytelling which held us captive for almost 2 hours, 45 minutes. Ricky Smiley. While discussing his role as Money Mike, Katt Williams hinted at a prior Club Shay interview featuring Ricky Smiley. Ricky Smiley claimed that he was originally cast for that role and had already shot some scenes before the producers changed their minds and gave it to Williams. Katt Williams denied Smiley's claim and accused him of lying. Williams also said that he had to fight for his character not to be raped by Damon in the bathroom, which was in the original script. He said that Smiley was okay with that scene, but he refused to do it because he thought it was not funny and would ruin the movie. Katt Williams paid homage to Ice Cube, giving him the flowers Katt feels he's deserved for a long time. Williams expressed his respect for Ice Cube as a filmmaker and a rapper. He said that Ice Cube is one of the few people who can make movies that appeal to both black and white audiences, and that he is a legend in the hip-hop industry. He also said that he learned a lot from Ice Cube on the set of Friday After Next and that he considers him a friend. Ice Cube, who wrote and starred in the movie, later said that Williams made the character bigger and better with his performance. He also said that there was never a rape scene in the script, but only a fight scene between Money Mike and Damon. Confirmed that Smiley did audition for the role of Money Mike. The feud between Smiley and Williams sparked a lot of reactions from fans and other comedians. Some people sided with Williams and praised his role as Money Mike, while others defended Smiley and criticized Williams for his attitude and behavior. During his discussion of the movie, comedians Faison and Chris Tucker were also brought up by Shannon Sharpe. Shannon repeatedly stated that Faison was a good actor, in which Katt rebutted.
You having an unnatural allegiance to losers is not like you.
No, I ain't got no allegiance to the man.
You have an unnatural allegiance to losers, and that's not like you. A quote that will for sure be meme-worthy for years to come. And when Shannon asked Katt whether or not he thought Chris Tucker would ever play Smokey again, Katt responded,
The Chris Tucker that we got now is Epstein Island Chris Tucker, not Smokey.
Damn!
Dave Chappelle. One comedian, Katt Williams, said he held in high regard was Dave Chappelle because of his refusal to bow down to the elite in Hollywood. Shannon asks Williams to expand on Chappelle's integrity by asking about at time Dave turned down $50 million. 4 times. He says it's all a part of keeping that virgin asshole he referred to earlier. As Shannon Sharpe is caught in laughter, he nearly chokes Shannon up when he abruptly declares that P. Diddy loves to party, and you gots to tell him no, insinuating that P. Diddy may be willing to pay well for working with him, but it may also come with an assumed exchange of sexual favors. Amidst the allegations against Sean P. Diddy Combs, it seems that Katt Williams is also stating that he believes Puffy may be guilty because he is aware of his tendency to engage in sexual scandals and says he has receipts. Cedric the Entertainer. Several other comedians were also mentioned during the Club Shay interview, like Cedric the Entertainer, Steve Harvey, and Kevin Hart. It all started when Shannon Sharpe innocently questioned Katt Williams about an award for stand-up comedy given to him by Cedric the Entertainer, which immediately caused Katt to throw shade at Cedric, saying the award did not help his career, and that he didn't even remember it until Shannon asked him about it. Katt questioned how anyone could feel they received anything significant from Cedric the Entertainer. Whew! That's a low blow, Steve Harvey, which makes it no surprise that Steve Harvey was brought into the mix. We all know about the long-standing feud between the two comedians. If you don't, it all started when Harvey criticized Williams for his controversial behavior. Williams didn't take kindly to Harvey's comments and fired back with some harsh words of his own. The feud escalated from there, with both comedians taking shots at each other in interviews and on social media. Katt Williams jokes that Stevie Harvey says he doesn't want to be a movie star. That's not the case. He can't be a movie star. In fact, Katt holds a grudge against Cedric the Entertainer and Steve Harvey for their towards D.L. Hughley, who Katt also praised, and the legendary Bernie Mac. Williams says that the only reason Steve Harvey even went last during the Kings of Comedy tour was because it was his tour. They all knew Bernie Mac was the funniest, and ultimately in the film, Bernie Mac was shown performing last. Katt Williams says he was asked to be one of the Kings of Comedy, but he turned it down because they put down Bernie Mac. Wanda Smith. Another harrowing experience shared in the interview by Katt Williams was a feud he had with Wanda Smith in 2018, a comedian he referred to as inferior. Initially, Katt was invited to V103's Frank and Wanda in the Morning to celebrate his Emmy win for his role in Donald Glover's Atlanta series. However, things took a different turn during the conversation, and Williams felt that Smith was attempting to embarrass him, leading to the heated exchange. Williams also pointed out that Smith had used derogatory language, specifically implying that he was gay.
But this lady is trying to embarrass me in front of a largely homosexual fan base. That's why she got canceled. Gay people don't take it kindly that you would, as a derogatory, call me gay. Gay people don't feel like it's derogatory.
A week later, Katt Williams and Atlanta radio host Wanda Smith allegedly got into a fight outside the Atlanta Comedy Theater in Norcross that ended with Smith's husband, Lamorris Sellers, pulling a gun on Williams. Williams told police that the altercation stemmed from an interview Smith conducted with him the week before, where tensions began to rise when Wanda became infuriated when he accused Tiffany Haddish of achieving success by sleeping with white men. Sellers admitted to police he had a gun, but denied pointing it at anyone. The incident led to repercussions, including Smith's termination from V103 in January 2019, possibly due to her remarks and efforts to undermine Williams on air. Other points of interest. He even makes some pretty good points when Shannon asks what he thinks about Kanye West rants. Katt Williams blames the public for making Kanye West who he was, saying that people let him call himself Jesus and made him feel superior. Then the world said he had mental health problems and how it's pretty weird to call someone mentally disabled and then watch and judge everything they do. Wouldn't you judge on a curve? Williams asked. Katt then shocks when he declares that Kanye married a whore.
What do you expect? The guy married a whore. Like, what?
Oh, Lord.
Like,
In the end, Katt Williams says he doesn't support or villainize Kanye West because he is what everyone let him be. The conversation turned philanthropic as Katt discussed the importance of supporting new talent and how he is using his platform to make a difference. He will do the right thing just because it's the right thing to do. Shannon's brought up a time they wanted to give him a Hollywood star, but Williams would not take his star. when there is someone who had done so much before him and had never gotten what they deserved. So he paid for singer and actress Melba Moore to receive her star, even though they did not have a personal relationship.
Do you have a personal relationship with Melba?
No.
We love the fact that Katt Williams is the type of stand-up guy that will only step into a strip club to save a woman from a life of stripping.
If I see a girl I like at the strip club, I'm telling her, you know you don't have to strip no more after this. This could be your last day. How about that? Ooh. What would it be like just to leave it all?
Although if you catch him on tour in your city, you may catch him out with the fans at the strip clubs and casinos. But no, really, Katt Williams is even known for anonymously giving comedians monetary gifts when they performed without being paid. He is the type of man to adopt 7 children with the intent of being God's friend. We can all adopt Katt's philosophy of being the richest man that ever lived, simply because when he wakes up, he has everything he ever needs right around him. There are so many more hot topics addressed, from Taraji P. Henson's current pay inequity to Nick Cannon and Wild N. Out. The conversation at one point veers to conspiracy theories like Katt Williams accusing rapper Ludacris of joining the Illuminati.
So there was a crossroads where we were both invited to an Illuminati thing.
And how they give you a white woman and money, and how that statement could apply to 7 other people. I say all of that to say, you have to watch the interview yourself. I can hardly do justice to the almost 3-hour rant, but I hope you enjoyed this brief overview. It was too hot for TV. So much so that at one point Shannon Sharpe prayed that he would still have Club Shay after the interview aired. To which Katt Williams responded, "It's gonna be the greatest thing floating in 2024. I am not sure if Oprah will be Shannon's next guest, but it certainly owns the month of January 2024. And just like Shannon Sharpe predicted, many of the celebrities who were mentioned in the interview have already responded in an attempt to clear their names. If you need a Katt Williams fix after the interview, you can catch more of him on the Dark Matters Tour, Netflix special, which airs in May from the U2 Theater in Inglewood, California. Thank you for joining for another episode of Flow Fusion. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe.